Hello and welcome. This is Karishma Srivastav and you're watching TNA India News. India's rising temperature is a cause for concern, not only for present but for future also. March 22 was the hottest March in last 122 years. This summer, India reported more than 200 days of heat waves compared to just 36 last year. This 5-time jump in the rising temperature has left the experts befuddled at the increasing pace of climate change. As per the Meteorological Department, Northwest and Central India experienced their hottest April in 122 years, with average maximum temperatures reaching 35.9 degrees Celsius and 37.78 degrees Celsius respectively. But what exactly is heat wave? The IMD qualitatively classifies a heat wave as one when the air temperature becomes fatal to the human body when exposed, and it is based on temperature thresholds over a region in terms of actual temperature. Heat wave is considered if the maximum temperature of a station reaches at least 40 degrees Celsius or more in plains and 30 degrees Celsius or more in the hills. Also, heat waves generally occur in the months of March to June and in some rare cases even in July. Now let's talk about Indian states. The maximum number of heat waves were reported in Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand had witnessed 28 days of heat waves, followed by Rajasthan 26, and then Punjab and Haryana both have witnessed 24 days of heat waves, and then Jharkhand 18 and Delhi 17. Punjab and Haryana, these states have seen 12 times jump in their days of heat waves because last year Punjab and Haryana have only witnessed 2 days of heat waves. The ongoing showers have possibly brought relief to large parts of India that were under the grips of the heat wave until recently. Government says temperatures during India's monsoon season have risen this century, yet the country could see more frequent heat waves in the future. According to a study by the UK Met Office, extreme temperature events once expected every 3 centuries are now likely to happen every 3 years. What is causing intense heat wave in India? One of the major reasons behind this can be climate change. According to scientists, climate change is a driving force behind this high intensity temperature, and by the end of this century, we are going to see more and more heat waves because of the climate change. And with this, the rising temperature of the Indian Ocean coupled with El Nino effect is also responsible for heat wave, and deforestation, unauthorized urbanization, rapid lifestyle, the changing lifestyle and the higher emission of carbon is also responsible for heat wave in India. But poor are paying the price of heat stress. It is now well established that extreme heat has a disproportionate impact on the poor and marginalized, of which there are a large number in India. Additionally, almost half of India's working age population is engaged in farming, which requires long hours of outdoor heat exposure in summer. Add to that the plight of construction workers, the second largest employer in the country, and the large number of people like rickshaw puller, whose work requires them to be outdoor when the heat is high, and it becomes clear that India faces a problem of gigantic proportions. An urgent mitigation and adaptation plan is needed to tackle the adverse effect of heat wave in India. Believe it or not, before 2015, there was no national level guideline or any strategy to deal with heat wave in India. And then in 2016, NDMA drew national level guidelines to deal with heat wave. And then in 2017 and 2019, government also made few changes. Government has revised these guidelines, and then government has finally made plans to tackle with heat wave. How to prevent fatalities? Deaths from heat waves can be prevented or minimized by installing improved early warning systems that communicate heat wave threats, recommend preventive measures, and predict disaster impact scenarios. Disseminating public awareness through social media, providing heat-proof shelter facilities during summer, easing access to public drinking water, and huge afforestation, particularly in urban and rural areas, would help mitigate heat wave fatalities. If India wants to meet its goal of zero heat-related mortality, then India needs to have more system-driven and multi-layered approach where central and state government have to come together, where they are going to make plans so that we can deal with the adverse effect of heat wave. And here we need public and private partnership where they are going to develop innovative ideas so that we can deal with the adverse effect of heat wave. The climate change is real, and if we are not going to take action against it now, then for sure, silent disaster is approaching India.